On Tomboy T-Rod, Asia's biggest and only all-female comedy chat podcast.
Absolutely no farm animals were harmed in the making of this episode.
Or alcohol consumed.
Well, maybe some alcohol.
Guys, you're gonna have to keep up, ladies. It's getting lonely here at the top of this cow. Ugh.
Some pretty big words for a heifer. Turn right, Persis. My yak and I are right beside you.
Oh, you got served there, Persis.
Whatever, guys. You know what? I'm on a prize-winning cow and I'm enjoying it. I can't say the same about you, Raven, wherever you and your donkey are.
Sniffing your behind?
Oh.
I'm serious. My donkey's literally sniffing Persis' cow's behind right now.
Hey, get your ass off my ass.
Joanna, lucky you. You're in the stands talking to us through the radio.
I can't believe you signed us up for this race, Joanna. Like, why couldn't you sign up for like a normal drag race or something with cars and tracks?
Ladies, please stop complaining and concentrate on win this race as a team, or the other teams are going to kick your ass. And I'm talking specifically to Raven because you're the one riding an ass. I mean a donkey.
Okay, whatever.
Hey, Joanna, can you let us know who's in the lead?
Just keep it together, guys. You are doing great. 2 more laps of this and we can snatch the trophy, grab our money and go home so I can actually see my kids growing up.
Sorry, boss. Okay, Team T-Rod, let's show those doughboys out there just how we tomboys do it. Are you ready?
Oh my god! Guys, watch out! Race cars at 12 o'clock!
Giddy up, you stupid donkey! Giddy up, stupid!
Guys, this way, steer this way.
Too late, City! They're coming right at us!
Guys, what's going on there? Are you drunk or something?
Buddha on a stick!
My ass! Watch out! Help my ass!
Yo, Kevin, bro, where are we?
Yo, I don't know, man. Are we on a farm in Turkmenistan or something?
Doesn't look like Turkmenistan though.
I know. Let's ask those peasants over there.
Peasants? Who are they calling peasants?
Yeah. What?
Oi, can you tell us where we are? I think we're lost.
Guys, my ass is getting nervous.
What? Your ass?
Yeah.
Well, that's the first I've heard of it.
Oh, City, you're just a regular pundit of puns today, aren't you?
I try my best. When an opportunity comes, I take it.
Guys, help me here. I think he needs to go to the bathroom. I need to get off it or it's gonna go nuts. Quick, help me hold him back, this stupid thing. Oh no, it's going. Ah!
Oh man,
What's happening to the woman and her donkey?
Let's go after it. It's gone berserk. On my signal.
Crazy guys. Hey, Persis, let's go after Raven. Like now.
what? Really? Like no lunch break?
Just follow me.
Seriously? You know what? I'm craving a nice, juicy, grass-fed beef burger. I am, after all, sitting on 100% quality meat.
Hello? What's going on there? Did you get to the finish line? How are the animals doing? Hello? Anyone there? Hello?
It's epic. and more galactic than a supermassive black hole. Introducing Asia's biggest and only all-female English comedy chat podcast. Welcome to Tomboy T-Rod.
Where are we?
Welcome to Hot Gear, guys. This is our studio. We decided that we'd get you guys as guests on the show because we hear that the Tomboy T-Rod crew is the world's best farm animal riding team out there now, so we wanted to find out more about animal racing.
Yes, have a seat, guys. Welcome to Hot Gear Season 3, everyone. I'm Kevin.
And I'm Jackie. In this week's episode, we have everything you love about thrills in wheels.
Guys, how do we end up from the outdoors to this studio?
Not sure, Joanna, but boy, am I glad to be here. Look at the cars over there. Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, this is so much better than a yak, cow, or donkey. Joanna, you need to enter us for an actual race like this, not some wannabe local farm competition.
Yeah, Joanna. We need to be badass women, not put up with actual badasses, okay? Check this out. There is a
And, oh god.
there is a
Raven,
there's
god, yeah. Just stay in your Singapore HDB flat, okay?
I'm just gonna pay attention to the cars right behind me. Oh my god! There is a Spider Mitsubishi here. Oh my goodness!
And there's a Maserati with a lifetime supply of hot dogs in the glove compartment. Oh yeah, check it out. Yummy.
Seriously? Give me that!
Yo, beans on a stick. Calm down, woman.
I want!
Oh, whoa.
Wow, that's good stuff, guys.
What are you doing?
Checking out the cool cars here, Jackie, and their amazing features. This is better than sex.
Oh my god, Jackie! Bringing these girls to the show is a bad idea, dude.
I have to agree with you on that, but we need to keep them distracted while Anthony, the fish-faced burrito, transports these prize-winning animals out of here. Eyes on the prize, Kevin. Eyes on the prize.
Okay, yes. I'm with you, buddy.
Fish bump, buddy.
So guys, what's for dessert?
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. Now, come on, ladies. Take the hot seat here on Hot Gear.
Ooh.
Gee, thanks.
Hey, yeah, so let's get this interview started. Ask away.
Passes, we are supposed to ask them questions.
No. This is our show, so we'll get to ask you the questions.
Yeah.
No, it should be us.
Out of the question, we insist.
No way. We should be the ones asking the question.
Wait. I think you're mistaken there.
No, we ask the questions. We
No.
are the hosts.
I think this is our show, so it's like, I think we should ask you the questions.
No, hey, wait, hang on. Just because you're guys doesn't mean that you get to control this, okay?
What's wrong with these people? We are supposed to be the ones asking the questions.
No, we do.
Yeah, we should, because it's our show.
This is because you're the guest. It's our show.
I think you're mistaken there.
The ones asking the question.
You saw us arguing back there as to who would get to be in Hot Gear's hot seat, and so we decided to put an end to it by playing Heads or Tails, and guess what?
We won! Yo, sorry guys, no offense.
None taken.
No, none
Oh,
taken.
well, I guess you win some and lose a hell of a lot more, right? So now, without further ado, let's find out about our esteemed guest this episode. We have Kevin Au and Jackie in the hot seat on a Hot Gear theme show. Woohoo!
Yeah.
So we have Kevin Au, who is an artist, an entrepreneur, all rolled into one. He's a celebrity director and photographer, and Kevin is based out of LA and Asia, and his work has garnered him a lot of attention in the media. You can also find out more about Kevin and his work from his website, www.imkevinau.com. So welcome to the show, Kevin.
Thank you.
So, Kevin, tell me, how long have you been a photographer?
Ooh, I've been a photographer since I was, 17? So kind of revealing my age here, but that's almost 22 plus years ago. So I've started shooting in Singapore, but then realized that there was a cap for how far I could go in Singapore. So I decided to just jump. And what I really want to do was celebrities and cars. I guess those two are my massive passions. And one of the places I could do it was either New York or LA. So went to New York, didn't last long. It was tropical boy in minus 5 degrees worth of snow. Could not last for very long. So ended up, tail between my legs, making it up to the West Coast and stayed there ever since. Been there for close to 16 years and loving it so far.
Out of curiosity, I know that you also had to begin from the bottom as a photographer in LA as well, because it's in America, it's like that, right? Like nobody really knows you, and you have to kind of build your way up. What was it that kept you going? What was the thing that just kept you going? Because a lot of people would go out there and then they would say after a few years, hey, it's not worth it, But what kept your spirit and your fire alive?
I guess when I first moved to LA, I wished my grandfather owned a magazine or a bank or something, and I was, funded all the way through. But unfortunately, that wasn't the case. I literally went there not knowing a single person. But I think the dream, I've always been very ambitious, and I think that has been the thing that's been keeping that fire going. Even till today, it's just, no matter how much I've achieved thus far, I still feel that there's so much more left in me to do something.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Amazing stuff.
So I think being in the US, starting from the ground up was something, when you don't have anything and you have a dream, the only way to do it is just take that first step forward. And it's what I did, just one foot and another foot after that. And, gradually 16 years later, look back and I did something.
So when did you start developing a passion for cars?
I started, ever since I was a kid, I really loved cars. So I think going to the US, one of the first things I ended up shooting was car campaigns. It wasn't something that I loved initially, but I was just really good at it. Somehow, I had the eye for it. Everything I shot turned out really awesome. And then the big clients started coming. The first thing I ever shot was something for Ford. And then after that, Mercedes called. And then BMW called. And then General Electric called. And, just so much more stuff was happening. So after a while, it's like path of least resistance, jumped in. And, while shooting cars, I got to ride a lot of cars. And I was kind of given a lot of cars for free. I was being loaned cars left and right for, 6 months to a year. So I was pretty much changing cars every month. For a car lover, what's there not to love, right?
In LA too, wow.
That was the best gig ever, yeah.
That's a dream. It's such a dream.
Jackie, I think you need some tips from him.
He could loan you some cars, Jackie.
Sure, anytime.
Yeah.
He could borrow some cars, yeah.
No, Jackie, I'm sure you get that all the time. When you get the review cars, you get it for a week, you get it for a month, and then when you have multiple, car makers back to back, all of a sudden, the whole year is being flooded with cars.
About a week, man.
Yeah.
Okay, Kevin, so we heard that you even directed a Maserati video for Vanessa Williams. I mean, first of all, Maserati, hot, and then you have Vanessa Williams together. So what was that whole experience like?
Oh man, that experience shooting for Maserati and Vanessa Williams was awesome. I mean, I've always started off as a photographer, but many years ago, I think a lot of photographers started jumping and being directors instead. I think the basic skills are very much the same. So when Maserati actually approached me, and this is entire trade secrets, I didn't know what to do.
I think Jackie's taking notes.
I wasn't a director then. I had dreams of being a director, but I had zero clue what to do. Wow. So that was absolutely one of those fake it till you make it moments. I had very good people around it, and somehow we pulled it off, and everyone loved it. It went viral during that time, and yeah, so ever since I did that Maserati video, then because I was such a big brand, because I was such a big celebrity, other brands and started jumping on board, and after a while I didn't have to fake it anymore. But trust me, that first one I was shaking in my boots.
I can imagine, yeah, the pressure, the pressure.
Now, something personal. When it comes to cars, what's your favorite car right now?
Ooh, I'm a classic car guy. I mean, my favorite car of all time is still the 1966 your Shelby Cobra 427, 4.7 liter V8 all American muscle. But I'll guess nowadays the newer cars, I really like the Jaguar F-Type. I think the shape has become very classy, very sophisticated. It's no longer boring British. It's looking really sexy right now.
Yeah, it's classy European European sophistication.
European swag. Yeah.
European swag.
Yeah. Well, what do you think of the F-Type, Jackie? I'm totally interested in hearing what you have to say.
I think it really looks awesome.
It's an X-rated hardcore monster for the terminally unhinged. It's got such a wide range of intoxicating noises. When you change up, it snorts like a hippo. And then when you put your foot down, it bellows. And then when you take it off again, honestly, have you ever heard a soundtrack like that? That is the sound of the 60s, right there.
Yeah, I mean, considering the heritage of all the other Jaguars, all of a sudden it looks from, like an old stuffy car, all of a sudden to it almost looks like a baby Aston.
Yeah, it does have some of the Aston traits. Yeah, you're right. But I am actually a fan of Jags, so yeah, you choosing the F-Type, wow, nice, man.
Nice, very nice. And then I guess my other favorite car is the Tesla S. That's a very sexy car. I think when they put it together right. All the fit, the finish, the interior, the way the engine pulls, it's and the price, it's awesome.
Yeah, but then it can be hacked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's vulnerable.
Tesla has done a great job of making sure we get a lot for our money here. Everything from the forward and rear cameras, Wi-Fi and navigation are included in the $70,000 base price. But choose things like the carbon fiber spoiler, range upgrade, and high-fidelity sound package, not to mention the $10,000 ludicrous mode, and the numbers quickly add up. The price tag of the car I drove was almost $140,000. It's not cheap, but believe me, you'll get your money's worth, and then some.
So as you get start talking about cars, you see Jackie and Kevin going off already. And of course, you cannot forget that Jackie, of course, is our second guest. With being Singapore's most popular video car reviewer ever is Jackie from Clutch. So
Thank you.
Clutch is the only car review show in Singapore and is the brainchild of Jackie, who is an automobile enthusiast. So to find out more about Jackie's reviews, head down to clutch.com.sg.
Yes, so Jackie, you have a very funny beginning with this Clutch thing. It seems that so many of your friends were coming to you for advice on buying cars at one time that you decided to come up with this idea for a car review show, right?
Yes, actually, but that wasn't the only reason why I came up with the show. That was actually one of the contributing factor.
Yeah, is it? Immediate. Come on, Jackie.
No,
the typical Singaporean, we want freebies.
No. It doesn't start off like that. Actually, to be honest with you, it's not until only recently that the brands started getting in touch with me and started giving me cars. So when I first started out, cars I had to beg, borrow and steal, that kind of thing. Yeah, so
steal?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Gone in 60 seconds.
Yeah.
Steal and return. Steal and return.
So late at night when my friends are not aware, I'll just take the gun.
So what's your advice like when it, because I've seen a couple of your videos, very interesting. I particularly like the Toyota Camry review because, unlike Kevin, I'm sorry, I can't afford a Jaguar F. I can only afford like regular family cars. So like, what's your advice when it comes to buying a car, especially for women like us, like everyday working women? And what's the advice that you would give us to ensure that we get a good deal out of the purchase that we're making?
Okay, the thing is, okay, this might sound a bit sexist, but the best advice I can give a woman for buying a car is bring a man along.
What? No.
Oh
Okay,
my
okay.
God.
No, but
Oh no, wasn't that the same advice like when you go to an auto workshop to like get your cars fixed?
okay, no, but
Always
the
bring
thing
a
is,
guy
you see,
along.
I would tell someone who is not a car savvy person the same thing. Bring someone who's car savvy along, because when you're buying a car, whether it's brand new or used, there's too many factors involved. For me to just like tell you off the shelf, okay, look out for this. There's a lot of stuff that you need to know to make sure that you're not being, shortchanged and stuff like that. You see, so yeah. So if you're gonna and if you talk about buying a car, let's say for a woman and you want to buy a car, I guess just like not just for women, but just like for everyone else, you gotta ask yourself certain questions like, what do you want the car for? Is it more of a need more than a want? And if it's a need, why? Do you have like elderly parents? You need something that's big? Do you have kids where you have to look at more of the safety aspect? Stuff like that. So it really depends on why exactly are you buying a car.
Okay, I'm bringing you Jackie when I need to buy a car. Now, question.
Thank you. Yeah,
I have your
do let me
number
know.
now, just so you
Then
know.
it shouldn't be bring a man to buy a car. It should be bring a Jackie to buy a car.
Yeah, bring a Jackie. Rent a Jackie. That's it in your work.
Yeah, I should start a business.
Now, how about for families? I have 2 kids and my husband, who's also a big kid himself, and our parents will visit once for a while. Like, what would you suggest? So not really for going to work, like for taking the kids to go out for the weekend. What kind of car would you recommend?
Okay, the thing is, right now, in Singapore, what's getting really popular are 7-seater SUVs. Okay, so we're talking about MPVs that are also SUVs.
Okay.
So that's really popular. It's getting really popular right now. Like for example, the latest Kia Sorento. Then we have stuff like from Volvo, the XC90. So they are 7-seaters right now. So if you talk about families, and I realize that this is also a trend in Singapore, people usually tend to go for the 7-seaters.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you don't want, you see, so for example, something like a Toyota Wish, that's a 7-seater, but I think that's a really great car for families and stuff like that. But right now, I realize that a lot of Singaporeans, they don't like the idea of 7-seater. It's a very sissy soccer mom kind of thing, so they want something a little bit more bold.
So Jackie, I know you love cars and you have a lot of cars that you love, but was there one car review that you had to do that you really hated the car but had to come up with something good to say about it?
Okay, actually, to be honest, no, because if I don't like a car, I'm really gonna condemn it, and yeah. So you see, that's the thing about me. I don't get any cash on the sideline for saying good things about any particular car. So if it's bad, I'm going to say it's bad, so.
Yeah, you do say that. I've seen your
Yeah.
videos. You do actually, you don't hold back. I mean, like if you have a really bad opinion about a certain part of the car, I've noticed that you just say it.
I would just say it, I'll slam it.
You just don't really hold back anything.
Yeah, so, but if you talk about a car that I personally did not like, I think if I had to pick one, I'd probably pick the Honda Airwave. That's season 2, I think episode 4 or 5, yeah. I hated that car. It's crap.
Kevin, what about you? Like Kevin, you had to photograph a lot of cars, right? Was there one that, yeah.
The fact that he has to think about a car that he hated.
Because he got all the good cars. He really got the good cars.
Yeah, I mean, I am pretty spoiled in that aspect, so I get a lot of cars. But I don't know. I think maybe because I come from a very technical like photography background as well. So even if it's challenging, you find a way to you do it. But I think the Jeeps were the hardest to shoot for me.
Yeah.
Jeeps were hard to shoot very nice and sexy because
Yeah.
of the shape, the lines, the grills. It's an outdoor
Yeah.
rugged car, and it has to be shot outdoors. You try to shoot that same car in the studio, and it just doesn't work as well. It's like a Hummer.
That's a tomboy car. I love that car.
Cool. So, Kevin and Jackie, where can our listeners find you on social media?
Okay, apart from my website, which they've mentioned, www.clutch.com.sg, you can find us Facebook/Clutched with Jackie, and that's Clutched with the ED. You can also find us on YouTube. That's youtube.com/Clutched with Jackie.
Excellent. Thank you. And Kevin?
All right, and you can find me online at iamkevino.com, or you can find me on Instagram at kevino.com.
Nice, guys! And without further ado, let's zoom to our news highlights. Come on, guys! Pedal to the metal!
Let's go!
Nice ride there, guys.
Yeah, let's stop here and see if we can find a track mark for our farm animals.
All the prize money we're supposed to bring home. Now we're just going to be broke, homeless comedians, like forever.
Right. So while you guys fret over lost farm animals and prize money, like I care, let's get to our first news highlight. What I call
the rise of the driverless cars.
Yes, indeed. So, as you know, driverless cars have been in the news the past few years, ever since, Google first blew our minds away with their first prototype. So, now apparently there's a auto parts maker called Continental, which recently acquired some solid state LiDAR and plans to scale up the production for driverless cars. So check this out.
Maurice Cacho is Deputy Wheels Editor for the Toronto Star, and he joins us now to discuss these issues. So, Maurice, how realistic are driverless cars?
Well, I think it's an evolution that we're eventually going to get to. In terms of the actual date, I don't know when exactly it's going to happen. A lot of automakers are making commitments. Some of them are saying 2020. So it's in the future, and we're seeing a lot of change to get there.
So it was Renault Nissan, right, that came out just this week saying
Right.
they're going to have driverless cars on highways by 2020. That's only 4 years away from now. Do you think that's a realistic goal?
I think it is realistic, and I think, though, we're going to see these features come on slowly. So you're not all of a sudden going to see a driverless car at your local dealership. You're going to see more features in cars that are going to take more of the driving and put it in the hands of computers rather than in the hands of the drivers themselves.
Now, are there any issues with Canada? Like, will driverless cars be able to navigate through snow?
Well, that's one of the challenges they're still working on. So weather is still a big challenge for these driverless cars. They have ears, they have eyes, and it's these cameras and lasers mounted around the car, and they're figuring out ways to make sure they can wipe the rain or the snow from these cameras. And they can't read the lines on the ground if they're covered in snow. So definitely some challenges are ahead. But also I think it's a tremendous challenge for the automakers, and they're doing a lot to adapt.
Jackie, I know you did a hit video on driverless cars. So what do you guys think about this new technology? Jackie first.
Just like what I mentioned, or what you mentioned, I hate it. So yeah, I don't think cars should be driverless for a lot of reasons.
Okay, like for one, is it
So-
because you don't have the control over the car, or is it because you don't get to look good in the car?
You don't have the experience of driving in a car.
You see, it's like a car is meant to be driven, just like how a jug of beer is supposed to be drunk, the kind of thing. So these are things that you do, and then you're trying to take that away, and it's like, now I'm going to give you a pill and say, hey, you don't have to drink beer anymore, just swallow this pill and you feel high. Something like that,
Right.
So you kind of kills the entire process of doing it, so plus, of course, there's a safety aspect to it, so yeah.
Kevin, do you have any thoughts about this driverless cars?
Yeah, the funny thing is I'm the other way from Jackie. I'm actually kind of excited about driverless cars. Excited in the sense that, I like the fact that you have a choice. You love to if you love to drive, but sometimes, you get tired, you're busy on your phone and you don't want to drive, and the car still moves forward. So I like the fact that you have a choice. Right now we don't have a choice, so everything is as we're driving now, a lot of people are on their cell phones, even though it's illegal, but, it still happens. That's the reality of the situation. But, having the choice of, sometimes I do get busy. Sometimes I do need to finish up that email or finish up that text message, but still need to get somewhere, right? So now I use a lot of Uber if I really have to get really busy and I have to get point A to point B. But it's having to be in your own car, having the option of having that driverless function. I think that's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I don't hate it, neither do I kind of like it. I think it's just a necessity. Because the way our world is moving these days, where everybody is multitasking and everybody's got too much on their hands and their plates, as we all know, there are times when you just don't feel like you want to drive, especially in the city, where you're always constantly caught up in jams, and there's just it's just a frustrating experience, and you waste so much time. And in that time, if you can have someone else take over the wheels while you do something else, I think it makes sense. But then again, I'm a bit paranoid because I saw that episode of Silicon Valley where
I was just about to bring it up.
where there was this scene where there was this guy who took a Google driverless car and ended up in a shipping container.
Yeah, because he couldn't override the controls. Like, they set the control to go somewhere for the car to be shipped out, and he was like stuck in the car like, no, I want to override, and the car's like, no, you can't override.
Select destination.
Hi, I'm going to 5230 Newell Road, Palo Alto.
Destination override. New destination 1 Gregory Drive, Paralon. Distance to destination 4,126 miles. Enjoy your ride.
What's happening? I'm sorry, what? Mr. Carr?
So Joanna, what do you think about driverless cars?
I don't know. I have heard that people claim that it's going to be much safer with much fewer accidents. But I heard that Google's driverless car has caused its first accident too, like when he was driving 2 miles an hour. Yeah.
Oh, really? Wow. Okay.
He hit a bus that was driving at 50 miles an hour. That was the accident.
Yeah, I even saw the picture online a couple of days ago. They actually showed it, and then the picture, the captions read "Here's a picture of Google's driverless car. And check it out." But there's no cause for concern. That was the thing. Was I think there's a cause for concern.
Hey, look, an accident, but it's okay.
Yeah, I remember when I was a kid, right? We were always asked to, what is your vision of the future? I remember always all the kids will be drawing cars that fly. I'm like, well, I'm still waiting for it. Where's my flying car? Who cares about driverless cars? Give me a flying car. Come on, give me a hovercraft car.
Yeah, but I guess we're also at such infancy stage of this technology, right? So I think when it actually becomes mainstream, I'm sure they'll iron the kinks out.
Yeah, they better.
Baby steps.
I think we watch a lot of movies. So for me, is when you see driverless cars, I'm imagining if you guys remember Will Smith in iRobot, where he let the car drive.
Yeah, that was really cool, right?
Yeah, that was cool. That
cool.
when you see driverless cars, I was like, oh my god, that is so cool. And it was an Audi prototype thing that they made for the movie, but still, to me, it was super awesome. And the fact that he just told it where it was going, and
I guess the BMW i8 is the closest that we've come to that so far, right?
Yes. They will talk back to you and say, it's not safe for you at this speed. That kind of stuff. So yeah, it's kind of cool.
But like Joanna said, I think it's also a safety issue, right? Because nowadays we have, I just got back from the Philippines and I was like, dude, the people who drive in the Philippines, my goodness, it's we really need driverless cars here because...
Yeah, that's one thing I realized. Every time you go out of Singapore and you come back and then you look at our jams and you think that this is nothing.
Exactly.
It's crazy.
Or even in India, right? Gosh, the drivers in India.
Oh, India is madness, yeah.
Those are scary drivers. They need driverless drivers there. Cars there because, when it comes to safety, these guys don't, give a damn. It's
Yeah, your life is in the hand of the driver over there. Driverless cars work.
It's the Hot Game Quiz with our handsome Hans, Jackie and Kevin.
Wow, even the opening jingle to this quiz is sexist.
Yeah.
It's like that Titanic scene.
More like the Big Lebowski.
Okay, so let's get this quiz, shall we?
Yes, the quiz.
But there's a catch here. We are going to ask you the questions this time.
Uh-oh, tables have turned.
What do you mean? Ask us the questions? This is our show. Shouldn't we be asking you the questions?
Yeah, actually, wait a minute. Come to think of it, this is a show within a show because Hot Gear is Jackie and Kevin's show and it's in our show, like Inception, like, Russian dolls.
Whoa, wait. So what are you saying? Our show is a subset of your show?
Wow, actually, I was just thinking more of a Venn diagram kind of thing.
Yeah, where we intersect.
Okay, guys, are you all high? I mean, we are not doing a podcast for algebra students on weed here. Just tell us, what do we need to do for this quiz? Come on, we don't have a lot of time here.
Right, get into the cars then. We are doing this quiz on the move. Get into your designated cars, please.
Huh?
What?
We're driving cars?
I don't know, I
What?
don't understand.
What? What's going on here?
What?
I don't want to get into some random car. What?
What? Nobody tell me. I haven't driven my car since I got my license.
Okay. So how this works is very simple. Each of you pick a car from this lot and drive it out to the track outside. Jackie and myself, along with the lovely audience here, will head out along with you. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to cover 3 laps. Every time all of you finish a lap, it will trigger a sensor here that will display the quiz question at pole position, which either Jackie or myself will read out, which you must answer before you reach the next lap for the next question. The winner will be the one who can answer the most questions correctly and complete their laps in the fastest time.
Wow, Kevin, this is one of the most creative quizzes I've ever taken. Ladies, prepare to burn!
Hello. Hungry Ghost Festival isn't here yet. What burn, baby, burn?
Good one, Joanna. See you at the finished line, Persis.
Guys, talk is cheap. I'll show you who's the queen of the road.
Yeah, whatever, Raven. You don't even have a driver's license.
And I think that makes me even more badass than all of you. Huh.
You don't get into an accident.
Okay, kids, fun's over. Are you ready for the Hot Gear quiz? Right, in 3, 2, 1, go!
What's the intercooler of a car?
Huh? Intercooler?
What intercooler?
What's that? I am not.
He's not making it easy for you guys.
Is that the battery of the car?
No. It's actually a really sophisticated air conditioning system. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
That may have been a little bit too confusing, huh? Okay.
That's why you gotta bring a guy along when you wanna buy a car.
Alright, you guys all suck. I can't believe you guys don't know what an intercooler is. You guys are out.
See, women, they don't know shit about cars. Yeah.
I'll ask you guys an easier question.
Alright, Jackie, fire them up.
Okay, let's see. It's supposed to be easy. I'm trying to make it easy.
What's going on here? Come on, my engines are running.
Okay, engine's running. Okay, let's see.
Okay, I'll ask. Okay, I'll ask. Okay. All right, ladies. So, what does the turbo of a car do?
Make the car go faster.
Makes it hit into a tree really fast.
Hover my car, like, you know.
Raven, you can only answer once. Shut up!
Technically, all of you are correct, but the answer is it makes your car go faster.
Oh, that's what Cindy said, yeah.
Yeah, I win.
Cindy!
All right, Jackie, you're up.
Okay, next question. You see this thing? I don't want to insult you. Okay.
How many wheels does a car have?
On the average, what are the number of gears on a manual car?
5.
5 with reverse.
Ding 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 ding. You are all correct.
I missed it.
I feel completely useless when you answer this question. I'm feeling really bad at the moment.
I think, Joanna, you just focus on driving right now. You just focus on the laps.
I'm not taking you to buy a car, Jackie. I'm not inviting you anymore. I don't want to be asked such questions.
You bring me along, I'm going to tell you, go check how many gears the car has.
Because Joanna is taking the driverless car. That's why, you see, yeah.
Make sure the 4 wheels are there.
This quiz is heating up with some major horsepower and torque here as we reach the final question.
And the final con job. You thought you could get me to transport these animals without paying me?
Oh no, Kevin! Fish face! He's coming for his money!
Yo, let's just get out of here. Sorry guys, this series of Hot Gear is over. See you next time. Adios!
Next time? Oh, I'll give you a next time. Come here, you!
Wow. Wow, who was that?
More like, what was that?
Was that a human, or fish, or burrito, or my lunch?
Yeah, I think it was all 3, Raven, at a Tex-Mex restaurant.
Sounds like a bad Tex-Mex burger. Yummy.
But we found our prize-winning race animals again.
Yay!
Hooray! Hooray!
That's my cow right there.
And my ass.
That was one hell of a con job. Imagine trying to steal our animals. I wonder what happened to them, Jackie and Kevin, I mean.
Well, they probably got made into fish tacos by the fish face guy.
Anthony Fish Face Burrito really looked like a mutated one-eyed prawn. Ew, creepy.
Yeah. But you know what? Who cares? We got our lost animals back. Oh, celebrations all around, guys. Even though we didn't win our farm animal race. Sorry, Joanna.
I am so not complaining about that here. Come on, cheers!
Cheers! So we've come to the end of yet another weird-ass episode, literally, of Tomboy T-Rod. Thanks for listening, folks. If you want to hear more of us, don't forget to subscribe to Tomboy T-Rod on iTunes and Stitcher. The show is also available for free streaming on our website, where you find all sorts of stuff on being a funny geek tomboy in space-time today. Check it out at www.tomboy-tarts.com.
That's right! And if you just want to connect with us outside of the show, we are also on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Tumblr, just like Tomboy Tarts.
Yes, and for those of you interested in advertising with us, collaborating, or appearing on this podcast or our blog, please don't hesitate to drop us an email at hello@tomboy-tarts.com. That's hello@tomboy-tarts.com. Because we are everywhere! Everywhere. So we'll see you again, listeners, in another 2 weeks with a brand new episode here with Joanna, City, Raven, and myself. Until then,
Ciao! Adios!
Adios!